My mic's really loud. Test, test, test. Still really loud. Okay. Test, test, test.
Yeah.
Test, test. Oh, still really loud. Test, test, test. Trisha, this is Trisha. Okay. Test, test. Perfect. Thank you.
Yes, I could get used to that. All right. Hear ye, hear ye. Can't you just feel the excitement in the air today? We are ready for an amazing program put on by these kids. But first, we have a few words from our sponsor. The children's ministry meeting will be meeting right after church in the room right over there. Anyone, after you volunteered for VBS and found out working with children is your calling, can come to the meeting. We will be talking about Sunday school, youth group, children's church, all that stuff. Next Sunday, Sunday school starts for ages 4 all the way to high school. We'll also be having Promotion Sunday for some of our special children that are moving from one age group to the next. And to top it off, at 5:30 to, next Sunday, we will be starting our youth group back up. Sunday school starts at 9:45. All right, let's bow our head for a prayer, please. Dear Lord, thank you for these children and volunteers that have attended VBS all week. Be with them as they share what they have learned. Be with them as they go out into the world with Jesus in their heart. In your name we pray, amen. Now, join me in welcoming our children and volunteers for the presentation of Knights of North Castle. What, no trumpet?
It's about to begin. We're going somewhere that we've never been before. I can't wait to see what God has in store. So put your cell phones down, ain't swipe time. This is all about Jesus Christ time. 'Cause he's the way and the truth and the lifeline. Hands in the air, nighttime, high time. I got armor, yes I do. I got armor, how about you? I got armor, yes I do. I got armor, how about you? I got armor, yes I do. I got armor, how about you?
I am a knight of a North Castle. I am a knight of North Castle. I am. This ain't the North Castle. Madame Navi! Madame Kim! I apologize. Madame Kim!
Yes, Sir Justin. How can I help?
Where are we?
I sent us back to the Methodist Church of Pine Valley.
Why? We've already made their nights and they're out doing nightly things. Why are we back?
Well, Sir Justinian, we did train the young knights and equip them with the armor of God. But they are not true knights until we present them as the Knights of the North Castle.
Yeah, you're right. My bad. Well, welcome to the North Castle Methodist Church of Pine Valley. As you heard, my name is Sir Justinian. I am the castle keeper here, and what do they call the head knight? Thanks. And as you heard Madame Kim say, one of our leaders of our science department, she has brought us back because we are presenting to you the new Knights of the North Castle. Madame Dolly, please send them forward.
Jesus calls and we will follow. 'Cause we've been given
United Methodist Church of Pine Valley, I present to you the new Knights of the Northern Castle. Now, during the past week, these knights have gone on multiple quests. They weren't just handed a certificate that says, hey, you're a knight. It don't work like that. It only works at medieval times like that. Not at the North Castle. So they went on multiple quests. And during these multiple quests, we had to figure out where to go by riddles. And no matter how hard we tried, we couldn't figure out the riddles. Only one person was able to figure out the riddles. Knights, who was that one person? Sparky! Now, I don't know about you guys, but I don't see Sparky. Do you guys see Sparky? So I'm gonna need your guys' help, nice and loud. I want you to yell out on 3. Hey, Sparky! On 1, 2, 3. There you are, my little scaly friend.
Hi, Sir Justinian. We aren't at the North Castle.
No, we've determined that. Miss Kim and Miss Navi in the science department, they thought they'd be funny and sent us back to the United Methodist Church of Pine Valley, so here we are.
Oh. Well, since I have new friends now, can I do my favorite thing?
Oh, no.
Should I, Knights? Yeah! Okay, give me just 1 second to get my joke book
I
out.
am so sorry ahead of time. Sparky has this new book. It's a book of jokes. And if you know anything about jokes, the worst jokes in the world, and I'm sorry for those of you that are, but are dad jokes. And Sparky has a section he loves so dearly of ice dad jokes.
Ice dad jokes are absolutely my favorite.
So, all right, Sparky, the Knights want it. The congregation here seems a little prepared. You've got 3. Knock them out.
Okay, so Sir Justinian,
Yes.
how do you get an ice cube to melt faster?
How do you get an ice cube to melt faster?
You talk to it and get it into a heated argument. Okay, I got my next one.
Okay, what's the next
because
one?
here at, well, not here at the North Castle, but at the North Castle, since it's, covered in ice and snow,
Right?
how do we make our beds
How do you make your beds in ice and snow?
with sheets of ice and blankets of snow?
Oh, goodness. I apologize ahead of time. Remember that.
Okay.
All right, Sparky, last one.
Last one. Do you know how much a polar bear weighs? Enough to break the ice.
Okay, at this point, I am icing your privileges to tell jokes. You are done.
Are you serious?
Done. Yes. Now, as I said, no more. As I said, and I will show around, these are the riddles we found. I don't know about any of you, but it looks like a whole bunch of gibberish to me. What was this language again, Sparky?
An ancient dragon language.
An ancient dragon language, and to me it looks like like you're getting phlegm out of your throat. But, all right, Sparky, I am going to need your help because I don't remember these. I'm going to come right through here, guys.
Okay, so the first one, right?
First one.
In order to find the belt of truth, you must study the fiery 1 + 2.
So we got that. You guys remember the fiery 1 + 2? Yeah. So they at that point, they went to Daniel 3. And that's where they learned the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego defying King Nebuchadnezzar. Now, I could bore you to death and tell you the story as I see it, which is just basically reading it from the Bible, but I think these kids could probably tell you the story a whole lot better than me. Madame? Was that not absolutely perfect way of telling that story? Because I know by the time if I got done, most of you would probably be. So on day 2, or I'm sorry, I didn't inform you. On day 1, if you hadn't noticed, they gained the piece of armor, the belt of truth. Hence, why our black knights are called the Black Knights of Truth. On day 2, as you see many of them wearing, they found the breastplate of justice, as we have our red knights of justice. During that time, we had another riddle. Sparky, do you need to read it, or do you got it memorized?
I believe I would need to read it, yeah.
Okay. So we received riddle number 2.
All right, so this one said, if the breastplate of justice is what you seek, look for 5 pebbles in a creek.
5 pebbles in a creek. Thank you. Yes, at that point, they went to 1 Samuel and learned about the story of David and Goliath. Now, at this moment in time, again, I don't want to bore you with my boring voice, so I'll send you to my exciting tale teller night. Every night, would tell the stories and break it down so that every child would understand and learn. And as a father of a 4-year-old who went through this, it was absolutely amazing hearing the child come home and tell you the stories that they learned. And for that, I want to immediately thank this night that I'm bringing forward to you to tell you the story of David and Goliath. Sir Franklin, please.
Thank you, Sir Justinian. Good morning, Knights. How are you? Are you ready to help me with the story of David and Goliath? Are you ready to help me get up in a few minutes when I'm done? Sometimes old knights need young knights to help them get back to their feet. So, David and Goliath was a good story. You know, one of the things that I thought about between Friday night and Sunday morning was a lot of these stories could also be entitled Trust in the Lord. So who did Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego trust in when they were thrown into the fiery furnace? God. And who did David trust in when he went out to face Goliath? Yeah. So for the benefit of your parents and the audience, the congregation, let's review the story. As Sir Justinian said, it came from Samuel 17, and let's hit some of the highlights. I'll ask a few questions, and if you remember the answers, you can just tell your parents and the congregation the answer. So, do you remember how old was David? He was about 14 years old. Thank you, Grace. That's very good. So he wouldn't have been very big, would he? And according to biblical scholars, Goliath, the Philistine warrior that he faced, he was big, Grace. How tall was he? He was about 9 feet tall. And he had weapons of war. He had a javelin, he had a spear, he had a shield, he had armor on. So, was David a trained warrior? No. What did his father Jesse have him doing, his family chore? He was being a shepherd. He was tending to flocks of sheep. That's good. He had 8 brothers. 3 of them were serving in the army. And on David's day off from tending the sheep, his dad had him take some food to the 3 brothers who were serving in the army of Israel. So when he got to the place where the battle was going to be going on, what did he find? What did he find? Well, he did. He found Goliath in front of the army of the Philistines was over here. and the army of Israel was over here. And Goliath had walked down the hill a little bit and was insulting King Saul and to our Almighty God. So David said, let me tell you what he said. He said something like this. He said something like, "Who is this uncivilized Philistine that defies the army of the living God?" And some of the soldiers that heard him say that went and told King Saul. So King Saul asked to see David, and David went to King Saul and said, "Your servant, David, me, will fight this Philistine." So was King Saul ready to let him do that immediately? He was not. But he saw how much trust and confidence David had in God, and so he let him go. And the convincing line that David said to King Saul was when David said, "The Lord will deliver me from the hand of this Philistine." So Goliath was still insulting the soldiers, King Saul, and God when David walked down the hill from the army of Israel, picked up 5 smooth stones from the creek, put 4 in his pouch, put 1 in his sling. Annalie, you don't have your name tags on this morning, do you? Oh, so I can't use them. I can't demonstrate to the congregation what a sling looks like. Anyway, he took his sling and he started running actually, toward Goliath. He let fly with a stone. It hit Goliath right in the forehead, knocked him unconscious. Down he went. Down comes the army of Israel, chases and defeats the army of the Philistine. So because David trusted in God, the Israeli army was the victor that day. So, again, it's all about trusting in who? Amen. Thank you.
And now you see how these children have learned so well. Okay. So, they have learned the stories from Sir Franklin. But in the North Castle, we like to put our stories into action. And to do so, we had an area called our arena. And we have a brave knight who teaches them how to do what they have put into, that Sir Franklin put into a story. So as I call, this is the gentleman responsible for your kids coming home and falling asleep immediately. So I present to you, Sir Kevin, take out the Goliath.
Knight Emily, Knight Lucian, and Knight Jackson, join me. We must slay Goliath. Go. Take him down. Hard. Hey, look. Yeah.
Good job, brave knights.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Good job, brave knights. So now, as we go from there, we always have a song that goes with something in VBS, right? Madame Dolly.
Hey, hey Goliath, you look pretty big. Me, on the other hand, I'm just a little kid. So what? I may not be strong as you. There is something about me you don't know. Here's the truth. See, you stand before me with your shield and sword, but I stand before you in the name of the Lord. Yeah, you stand before me with your shield and sword, but I stand before you in the power of the Lord. Yeah. Hey, hey, Goliath. 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 If only you knew. You think you're fighting me, but you're really fighting too. The battle's not mine, it belongs to the Lord. Greater is the one who's in me than any in the world. So you stand before me with your shield and sword, but I stand before you in the name of the Lord. Yeah, you stand before me with your shield and sword, but I stand before you in the power of the Lord. Yeah. Hey, hey, Goliath. 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 Go ahead and laugh. I got a couple pebbles hidden in this bag. When I raise my arm, when I start to swing, I'ma knock you out with just a rock and a sling. Yeah, you stand before me with your shield and sword, but I stand before you in the name of the Lord. Yeah, you stand before me with your shield and sword, but I stand before you in the power of the Lord. Yeah. Hey, hey, Goliath. 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 Stand before me with your shield and sword. Hey, Goliath. Stand before you with the name of the Lord. Hey, Goliath. Stand before me with your shield and hey, hey, Goliath. Hey, hey, Goliath.
So that was day 2. On day 3, after they received the breastplate of justice, and as you can see, most of them wearing, they went after the shoes of peace. When we got the shoes of peace, do you need to read it or do you know this one by heart, Spark?
I know this one by heart.
All right. When we received the riddle for the shoes of peace, it read,
Searching for peaceful shoes upon one's feet, find a baby asleep where animals eat.
I don't know about you, but that seemed absolutely disgusting to me. I wouldn't want to go anywhere where animals eat, let alone put a baby there. But that led us to Luke 2 to learn about Mary and Joseph and their travels while Mary was pregnant with Jesus. So with that going forward, that day specifically, we have what's called castle callouts.
Ooh, this is one of my favorite castle callouts.
It was one of mine as well, and that's why I wanted to make specific for this situation. Castle callouts was kind of our way of wrangling the kids, get it? We would call out, armor up, and they had a response for each day. What better way to show this off by having our armorer, the person who headed the area with her other armorers that created the breastplates, the shoes. Later, after the service, you can go to our armory where you can pick up the rest of them, where there could be the belt of truth, the helmet of salvation, and the shield of faith. Yes, peace. One of those. There are so many of them, I get lost. So as I call ahead, please give her a round of applause because she is the one with her helpers, which will be recognized later, that is responsible for these great projects that you see the kids wearing. Madame Diane.
Good morning, Knights. How are you all today? I don't want to block the camera. I don't know where to go. All right, are you ready for your call-outs?
Yes.
Okay, night 1, armor up.
With truth.
Very good. Night 2, armor up.
With salvation.
No. Night 2, breast of salvation. Justice. Thank you. All right, it's been a long week. Breastplate of justice. Night 3, armor up.
With peace.
Very good. Night 4, armor up.
With faith.
And last night, night 5, armor up.
With salvation.
Very good nights.
Absolutely amazing. Now on night 4, thank you, Madame Diane, perfectly done. Knights, if you would like, you may sit. On night 4, they went after, let's see, we did just the breastplate of justice, the belt of truth, the shoes of peace. What was night 4? Who remembers? What was it? Nope, night 4. You're wearing it. What is it? Of shield of faith. Very good. On night 4, we received the riddle. Do you need to read it or you got it memorized, Spark?
I got this one memorized.
All right, what do we got?
The shield of faith is not found yet. Direct your search for feet so wet.
Perfect. So feet so wet. Feet so wet. Now we thought. This one was kind of a little bit more difficult because, you had the parting of the sea and walking through it, but they had their feet dry. And we tried to figure out what were they talking about by getting feet so wet. So I did this to the kids, so I call out to you. What stories do you know about people getting their feet wet? Baptism, Paul the Baptist doing the baptisms, yes. I already know you know it, Tony. Yes, the walking on water. So we decided that we are going to reassure and remind everybody of their faith. To do so, I'm going to go ahead and call 4 people who did absolutely amazing. I think it's all 4. Is the 5th one here? I don't see. So 5th. She's sitting right in front of me. So what we're going to do is to remind you guys of your faith. We have decided and got bracelets with the armor of God on them that you guys may wear to remind you of your faith in God. The 5 people I'm calling up are going to help me out. These 5 people were responsible for the children everywhere they went. They made sure they were safe. They made sure they got to each location possible. I call them my castle guides. So I do present Samuel, Sam, Jaden, Brooklyn, and Becca. Yeah, you were a guide, sorry. Please start handing them out. If you want to stay with the kids, I won't give you. If you need more, I've got more in here. Here you go, have fun. Parents first. Parents first. I want to make sure the parents have them first, and then, because the kids already got their armor, right? They made it and created it. This is for you guys to remind you. And this has even some of the armor that we didn't have enough time to cover. What was it? The sword of the word? Sword of the Spirit. Sword of the Spirit. That has it on the bracelet. Yeah, we covered the shield of faith. I was trying to think of the ones that we didn't have enough time for. Please, if you are in the congregation and did not receive one, please hold up your hand so that my guides can make sure you get one. And if there's extras, I'm sure these knights would love one, because I think there should be plenty. I had my armorers make 100 of them. Good. Do we have extras? Take them up with you. Or actually, knights, if you would like one, come see me after. Okay? Anybody not get one? So now remember, brings out your eyes, Kevin. So now remember, if you ever start doubting any part of the armor that God has presented with you, you now have it on your wrist to remind you. Now, the infamous night 5, the final night. By that time, I'm pretty sure your knights were about as tired of me as they could get. Because if you haven't noticed, I do have a lot of energy. And if you don't realize that, go ahead and ask any of the adults that showed up over the 5 days. I would rather go without a voice than make sure I didn't have enough energy for your children. So on night 5, Sparky, what was our riddle? Oh, Sparky must have gone and got ready for the next one. So, I don't remember. Does anybody remember the riddle for night 5? There wasn't a riddle. Well, we have 5 riddles. It's there now. Must be that magic ink. Thanks, Madame Kim. So night 5 brought us to the helmet of salvation, where they went out and learned a story from the Bible. I'm trying to think really, really hard because I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off that night. Who remembers the story from night 5? Goodness gracious. Does no one remember? I should have just... What is it, Elijah? That's right. They were in prison. And the earth shook. And the prison walls came down, which there's a lot of good current songs that have that within it. But we're in the North Castle and we're not current, so we're going to sing ourselves a good song from North Castle. Madame?
That night when you feel the fierce
I don't know about you guys, but standing back there just now, I could feel the earth shake. May not be legitimately the earth shaking, but I know I had the goosebumps on my arms watching every one of these kids sing and learn and do everything that God has presented to them and on the hearts of our volunteers all week long. So Knights, please join your families as new Knights at North Castle. Oh, am I in the way? Don't run me over. So, I would like... Go join your families. VBS is over. They're literally right there. Go. What are you guys still doing up here?
Well, Sir Justin. There we go. Maybe. Every time we wanted to sing this song, these kids would say, I want to do the Irish jig. I want to do the Irish jig. You know, the Knights back then knew about the Irish jig. So they also want to get you involved. So in this song, there's a part that you have to join in with us. And we made it easy for you because there's a video.
So when that time comes along, can we count on you guys to perform just as much as the kids did?
And this is our banner verse.
Try your best. All you gotta do is...
So
Be strong in the Lord and the strength of His power. Be strong in the Lord and in His mighty power. When it feels like hope is gone, be strong, be strong. I will keep on keeping on and be strong in the Lord. Be strong in the Lord and the strength of His power. Be strong in the Lord and in His mighty power. When I'm feeling hurt and pain, be strong, be strong. You restore my joy again. I'll be strong in you, Lord. Be strong in the Lord and the strength of His power. Be strong in the Lord and in His mighty power. Break it down now. Come on, everybody, time to get strong through the power of God. We'll carry on. Come on, everybody, time to get strong through the power of God. We'll carry on. If you can't whistle this song, be strong, be strong. Just hum or clap and stomp along and be strong in the Lord. Be strong in the Lord and the strength of His power. Be strong in the Lord and in His mighty power. Be strong in the Lord and the strength of His power. Be strong in the Lord and in His mighty power.
of course they danced a little stronger Friday night.
So I don't know about all of you, but I'm already ready for a nap. Whew. Irish jigs, I don't know how they keep it up. So that brings us to the end of the kids portion of this presentation. And I'm going to kind of step away, and I know I'm going to be stuck in a costume. But my real name, for those of you who have not met me, because unfortunately I do work EMS and I'm not able to be here on Sundays most of the time because I'm out working on the ambulance. My name is Justin. I was given the great privilege by Miss Debbie to run and coordinate and work with all the great volunteers of this church and with the support of your pastor. And let's just be honest, the whole pastor family. They were all involved. I had the great privilege of helping teach and work with your children. So I thank you for trusting in us and on the whole church and as a whole for teaching your children about the armor of God. So thank you guys very much. Now, if you enjoyed this performance, I've got about a 7-minute presentation of how they got here. So it's about 60 some odd pictures, or 60 some odd slides long, 2 pictures a slide of everything that happened. So if you could, Mr. Ken, if you could go ahead and start the recognition.
Protected by the King of Kings. shield and sword, but I stand before you in the name of the Lord. Yeah, you stand before me with your shield and sword, but I stand before you in the power of the Lord. Yeah, hey, hey.
Water you turned into wine. Open the eyes of the blind. There's no one like you. None like you. Into the darkness you shine. When temptation's big and my faith seems small, I remember to surrender to the one who's able to deliver me, my shield and my defender.
They may look big, they may look tall, but the bigger they come, the harder they fall. They may look big, they may look tall, but the bigger they come, the harder they fall. They may look big, they may look tall, but the bigger they come, the harder they fall. They may look big, they may look that night when you feel the fear start creeping in. The light that once burned bright is barely flickering. It seems like hope is nowhere to be found. The only thing to do is shout the name of Jesus loud. Feel the ground move, feel the earth shake. The power of God is moving like an earthquake. See the walls fall, see the chains.
Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. Little ones to him belong. They are weak, but he is strong.
Come on! Now put your hands together now. Let's go!
Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. Little ones to him belong. It can feel like Christmas in the springtime or the fall. It can feel like Christmas through the hottest months of all. Christmas time reminds us Jesus came to us. We will never be alone, it's all because Emmanuel, God is with us all year long.
So hopefully you got to see just a little bit of the fun that the kids got to have for the past week. Now, I'm going to show you a little bit of the kind of energy I had for the week. So we're going to do the Knights recognition. I'm going to turn off the mic and pull it down because I don't want to blow up the entire speaker system. But as I call out, I would like for the Knights of that section to please arise. And if you were a guide that night, if you could come forward and grab the certificates for them. So first I present to you the Red Knights of Justice! There we go. Where are my Red Knights? Where are my Red Knights? Oh, come on up, sure. Yeah. No, we're not going on this. Get your certificates. You're Red Knights for Justice. Now, Knights, you had to put up with me for 5 days. Do you think that was loud enough from where I come from? No, so, congregation, I need your help because the Knights know what's going to happen next. And I'm going to get a whole lot louder. So make sure that these Knights know that they are supported here at Pine Valley. I present to you next the Black Knights of Truth. Does my throat get sore? No, I go home and I suck on honey cough drops all night long. So next, I have recognition to give, because without Pine Valley and all the amazing people that are in Pine Valley, this would not have happened for the kids. We as a whole came together so very well to make sure that everything you see up here, everything you see on the sides, and if you by chance go out and visit some of our rooms, thank you. If you go visit some of the rooms, you'll see some great murals that were painted, some great shields and crafts that were put together. As you saw the destruction of Goliath, the great things that everybody did, because it was more than just one or two people that did it all. The congregation as a whole. I swear I saw new faces almost every day coming in and helping and getting things together. So I want to make sure everybody that we could remember gets remembered. So first and foremost, I want to give a special thank you, because I know I'm not the easiest person to get along, and he had to put up with me right and left. So Pastor, you and Mimi, thank you guys very much. So this next person helped teach me everything I needed to know when it comes. If you enjoyed everything you see, she helped guide me through it all. She is very, very artistic and very, very good at what she does. Thank you, Miss Karen. Without these two, a lot of volunteers wouldn't have been able to volunteer, because as you can hear, there's a lot of young kids that we would have to watch. So Scott and Acacia for giving us Scott. Thank you guys very much for watching. I was very, very nervous about the safety of the children. So I had one person who was at the door with somebody else who will get thanked later, but somebody who was there at the door, and that's what she did. She helped make sure that your kids came in safe and they left with the same people that brought them here. So Miss Debbie Coleman, thank you. I know I'm running short. I'm sure I'm going to get the axe here soon. Evil axe. Thanks. I'm not late. So as she had a speaking part, and as well, because I have a few more in here for everybody else that helped. But Miss Kim and Ken, thanks for coming in and helping with the science department. And of course, the one that originally helped, got it all volunteer, Miss Navi, thank you. Lena. Yeah, because you went in, she's not here? Okay, make sure she gets, are you taking it home? Yeah. Thanks, you're the best. Thank you. And I believe she's at college. Is Eliza here? Elisa, sorry. That's for her, for all the help she provided. Of course, if you enjoyed everything you heard and the kids' movement, there is one person who is fully responsible for that. And not only on top of that, but she was also preparing for her job to start back up, because obviously she's a teacher. So Miss Dolly, thank you. I guess I should probably thank Scott too for allowing me to kidnap you every night, huh? So I borrowed her husband almost every night, and I'm searching, but I don't see her, so I will just give it to him. But Miss Flo, actually, while I had Mr. Frank, Miss Flo actually did a lot of his chores. She was out there mowing the grass and doing all that stuff while Mr. Frank was stuck with us. So that's for Miss Flo. And on top of that, I got another one for Mr. Frank. Thank you very much for everything you did, sir. Hopefully, here in the next few minutes when you get rid of me talking, you'll be able to go visit our armory. There were 3 people primarily that stayed in that armory and helped everybody and all the kids get everything to go. So thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Miss Diane. And thank you, Luis.
You're welcome.
I had to think about that one for a minute because she smacks me every time I say Miss Luis, so I had to stop. And next, if you enjoyed your kids coming home nice and tired every night, I don't see his squire, but I will give them both to give to your squire. So, Mr. Kevin, thank you very much, sir. Actually, I have a question before we go. We've heard and seen from almost everybody, almost every night that I have in the castle except one. Miss Teresa.
Lisa, can I interrupt real quick?
You may.
Because what you have to do will be ending it, but I'm not done.
I'm not done.
I'm not done.
I'm just
either.
giving her hers, but I was allowing her to speak so she doesn't have to be scared of everybody when they go after her bakery.
Okay, she can go.
All right.
Are you trying to get rid of me?
finish your
Okay.
couple.
Well, thank you, Miss Jeannie. You have one as well, and Teresa, thank you. These next ones, again, as I pointed out earlier, they led your children everywhere they went, kept them safe, and in my opinion, helped present the morals of Pine Valley to the children to let them know that everywhere they went, they were 100% okay. So, Sam, where you at? There you are. Becca. Samuel. And Jaden. Now, I have 3 more, and then you can kick me out. But these are very, very special to me. I know a lot of people are in a rush. But I'm sure, as many of you know, when you lead something, things get very, very hectic in your head, in yourself, in your trust in yourself. There was one person that almost every night had to go, "Hey, Justin, knock it off." And she kept me in line. She advised me where I needed to. And on days where it never seemed I had enough time to get it done, her infamous line, "Justin, stop, breathe, and pray. Everything will work out." Thank you very much, Miss Jerry. Now, without this person, I don't think this VBS would have been as great as it was. She created a character. I basically handed her a puppet and said, "Go." She created the voice. She kept coming to me going, "Justin, what do you think? Justin, what do you think?" I don't know. Is that what you want Sparky to do? It sure is. So everybody asked over and over, "Who's Sparky?" Well, ladies and gentlemen, the infamous Sparky, Brooklyn. And last but not least, I have one very, very, very special thank you to make, because I basically got this 3 months ago, 2.5 months ago, where most churches get 10, 11 months to plan. We knocked it out, so this person had to put up with my craziness. This ain't gonna work. No, what are we gonna do here? Well, I gotta go do this. And then we spent 2 weeks and almost felt like we should have just pulled cots up at the church, because we were here for 2 weeks straight, either here or going to another church and learning different ways of doing things. So I have a very, 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 very special thanks to give for putting up with me. Where is she hiding? Trisha. It's okay to cry.
Hang on. Is it me now?
I don't know. What's next?
I want to hear the trumpet again.
It only was on one slide. Sorry.
Oh, man.
What's after the pictures? I think it's prep for next year's.
There
Are
you
you,
go.
hey, so are you guys? Kids? Let me turn this off real quickly, and then.
No. I'm doing this now.
We need to do it.
Were you excited for VBS?
ready for adventure then? Come with me to A-D-V-E-N-T-U-R-E-I, then A-D-V-E-N-T-U-R-E-I.
This ain't a magic place, everything's crystal clear. We see the love of Jesus lighting up the atmosphere, and His holy fire will set our hearts ablaze, shine like a city on a hill that cannot be contained.
A-D-V-E-N-T-U-R-E-I, then A-D-V-E-N-T-U-R-E-I, then A-D-V-E-N-T-U-R-E-I, then A-D-V-E-N-T-U-R-E-I, then
Arise and shine, give God the glory. Arise and shine, give God the glory. Arise and shine, give God the glory. Children of the Lord, we shall arise and shine, give God the glory. Arise and shine, give God the glory. Arise and shine, give God the glory. Children of the Lord, we shall see a magic place. Everything's crystal clear. We see the love of Jesus lighting up the atmosphere, and His
All right, now can I go up there?
Yes, it's your slide now.
Yay! All right, Justin and Patricia, you need to come up here too. I just have one word for what we saw today. That word is amazing. If Hollywood was putting on this production, it would have taken a year, millions of dollars. Yeah. But this took a little over 2 months to come together. This all started out with a FaceTime. Patricia and Justin were in their car, and I was sitting here at the church at a worship team meeting, and Justin says, "Why can't we do Vacation Bible School?" And I said, "You can do Vacation Bible School." And he said, "Okay, I'll meet you at the church in a few minutes." And here he came. Last year we had ordered this exact program for Vacation Bible School. God had other plans. I think God didn't want me to run it. He wanted Justin to run it. So, Justin attended worship committee meetings. He went to church council. He went to the COVID meeting. He gave me weekly updates. He attended other Vacation Bible schools at night after he worked a shift as an EMT, right? Yep. I feel like one with the Red Cross right now. And this is what we got. Amazing. We couldn't ask for more eager, excited leaders. In fact, because of the job you did this year, I'm going to let you do it again next year. Yep. You got a year to go. Miss Dolly, I believe you got a little something.
We,
Back up here. Nope. Back up here. Back up here. Back up here.
Justin, throughout this whole process, asked a lot of questions, asked for a lot of help. For a first time, phenomenal. And he was so worried about everybody else. And we want to express our thank you for working with these children because they were so excited and have learned so much. And so this just is a little something on behalf of your team. Great leader.
Now you can go to medieval times. Dress like that. I have one simple announcement. For all you kids who think you have all of your
For all of you who think you have all of your belongings from Craft All Week, make sure you have the banner that has the rocks on top. Some of those are still in the armory. So I'll meet y'all back there.
So I know we had fun, but I do believe it is a church and we should all be incorporated in the church. So I've asked Bishop to close us in prayer.
Let us pray. I would like to thank the Lord for letting everyone be here today, and thank and I would like to thank you for all the food you've provided over the week. And thank you for letting Mr. Justin lead us in this VBS celebration. Amen. Amen.
Madame Teresa, I know I tried to ask you something earlier, but somebody had to have her time.
I know.
So we haven't heard from the bakery. Madame Teresa, what has the bakery presented for us?
The bakery. We've been very busy this week, and your children would like for you to join them in the bakery and see what they've been working on. They have made Jesus and Peter walking on the water. They've made shields of faith. They've made swords of spirit, yes. They have done an amazing job. If you walk past the first table, you can pick out which treat you would like to make for yourself. And there's a little card, and it'll tell you which table to go to find the things that you need to make that. There's examples of what each one should look like, and your children will be able to tell you all about each one, and they were delicious. Please be sure and take a bag of Mary's trail mix that she, because it was a long way on her journey to Bethlehem. So make sure you have that to eat on your long journey home. Thanks for sharing your kids with us. We enjoyed every single minute. And a special thanks to my squire.
So again, thank you guys very much for coming out and supporting the children through all this. They worked very, very hard and learned a whole lot. And if you ask your children, I'm sure they'll tell you stories of everything that happened here. I hope you enjoyed the snacks. I hope you go around and see our tale teller and the armory and pick up your stuff. Other than that, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.